It is that time. It is that time again. Man, are we actually going to be recording this time? Let's see if we got some links up right now. Last time we got tricked. We definitely got tricked. Oh, finally. Okay, we got some links here. All right. All right. Again, this is your host, Charles Becco from Brooklyn Traders. We are live. It's that time again. Hey, everybody. We are sitting here, about to get started with this little room. Copy this link. Go to Clubhouse over here. Oh, we got Megan. How you doing, Megan? I know you was gonna be up in here.
I just finished all my assignments for the day.
Okay. Okay. Make moderator. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you again for being here. My name is Charles Becco, and I am your host today. Today we're just going to be talking about the stock market recap. I'm sorry we haven't been here since last week. Had some technical difficulties with the stream last time. Wanted to make sure that we were able to at least get the stream back up and running, and so I am happy to announce that the stream is back, baby. Yes, it is. All right. Next to me is my co-host Megan, not to be confused with Megan the Stallion. Megan, please introduce yourself to the crowd.
Hey guys, I'm Megan. I am an enrolled agent, which means that my schedule right now with tax season is beyond ridiculous. I'm also a certified financial planner and help to invest my clients' money and have them retire comfortably. I'm also a member of the Brooklyn Traders, which is partly why I'm here, just to help Charles if he needs any tonight as he's breaking down charts and having good conversations with y'all. Charles, back to you.
That is great. And I mean, I understand. I just have to say it just once again, right? So Megan, you are not taking clients, correct?
Yes, let's say that 12 times more. I am not accepting any new.
You know what's so funny? Somebody recently asked me if I still had my license, and I was like, nah, homie, I'm out the game. You know, yeah. I'm out the game. I mean, I think maybe in the future, right? I think that if I went the hedge fund route, I would go get my 663 and 7 and all that. And yep. one of those 50s. But yeah, for right now, I myself am not a registered financial professional. Once was a financial advisor and investment advisor representative, but not anymore. You know, right now we're going to talk about, hey, you know, is it time to buy the dip, right? And so I do have the charts up, right? So let me just kind of give you my 10-mile high analysis of the stock market where we are, right? I would say that we are still very bearish, but we do have a bullish reversal set up here. Basically, and I'm surprised how much SPY moved today, right? A nice reversal, right? We at one point we were like, I think we're at the lows where maybe we were up just 0.25% on the SPY, and then after Jay Powell's comments, he basically said that you know they're still going to raise rates, but that the economy, especially when it comes to inflation, should taper off later this year, and it would actually, you know, he felt that their metrics would actually look a lot better if it actually wasn't from the war in Ukraine. And off of his comments, I mean, I think the SPYs and the Qs popped off like 1%, right? But there are other things in the market that kind of like let us know that at least momentarily, that some of the bearishness was kind of letting out. Number one, we hit the Well, this shows the weekly, right? Let me get a singular chart. We actually hit the monthly 21 on the QQQ and the SPY, right? Let me just pull up a different chart here so you guys can see. Again, if you had not already, team, please click on the link above, right? We go through a lot of work to get those links up there for you. The link above has the link to the YouTube, right? And the YouTube stream is showing you the what we're looking at here on the charts, right? So you definitely want to check out the charts, right? So again, I'm pulling up the Qs on the monthly time frame. So what basically happened, team, right? We basically came down, touched the 21, and we got ourselves kind of a mega bounce, right? And you need like an obligatory bounce, right? But if you look at the Qs here, again, from the monthly time frame, right? Again, when you hit that 21, you do get an obligatory bounce. But notice, as price is going up, right? MACD histogram is going down, right? So that is bearish divergence there, okay? Let me pull this back to the weekly here. The weekly here is kind of fixing itself, you know. Let me look at the NQ because I've got a lot of levels here on the Qs. I think on the NQ it'll be easier to look at. Okay, yeah, that looks a whole lot better, right? So we kind of have like a temporary low here. I'm expecting, of course, NASDAQ or the QQQ held, or at least the NASDAQ, excuse me, held the 14,000 level. We bounced off of 13,000. I believe we're going to be kind of in a channel, okay, between, let's say, 14,500, right, and basically 13,000, right, for a little bit. And I do expect the market to eventually resolve to the downside, right? But as of right now, right, we are getting a nice little bounce. Apple here, we played some Apple calls. Oh no, that's the wrong ticker. We played some Apple calls today. They worked out pretty well for us. Okay, worked out pretty well. At one point, I think they were up like 150% on the day. Okay, so here is Apple. I'm looking for Apple to kind of hit the resistance level here at 168.5, next level 170. At that point, I do expect Apple to kind of peter out again, right? As price is going north, right? You can even see it on the weekly time frame. As price is going north, right? You'll have the histogram going down, right? And so, again, that is bearish divergence, right? And you'll see this. Interesting setup here in Tesla, right? We have we don't have anything in Tesla, right? But we are looking for Tesla to potentially hit, touch, or kiss that 900 level, right? If Tesla could get over 900, it could really squeeze possible to 950 here, right? So some levels in Tesla there. Okay, again, you know, the things that we're talking about, these things may happen. It's not guaranteed, right? So assume everything that you hear will get you clapped, all right? We're just talking about just some of our ideas. If you look at some of the laggards, right, even Facebook is able to hold above 200, right? And it's still very much oversold. I wouldn't say Facebook is necessarily out of the woods yet. Still very oversold. Still not able to actually give us a long setup on the weekly time frame. Let me look at the daily here. So Megan, you're familiar with our favorite setup here with the long side, and it's not giving us anything, right? So there was a buy setup in Facebook that fired off last week Friday, right? But it's giving us absolutely nothing, right? And typically, if you have a buy setup on a daily time frame on any ticker and it doesn't give you anything, that means it's not working and it's probably gonna fail, right? So yeah, so that's Facebook. Just gonna go through some of the FANG names here because I understand that these are the things that you guys are concerned about. Go ahead, Megan.
Yeah, I was just going to jump in on that. You know, I haven't been trading as much because it's tax season, but when you're talking about that high-low not giving us anything on Facebook, that setup, same kind of thing we're seeing with Twitter, with Shop. Like, it showed us that signal, and yet nothing's coming from it. And you and I were texting about that the other day. I said, did you see that high-low on Shop? Are we actually going to trust it? And so far, it's not.
Tell the folks what I actually said.
Did you say, I don't remember, did you say I don't trust nothing right now?
Exactly.
Yeah, not trusting nothing.
I didn't trust anything.
See? There you go. See? Trust nothing.
Trust
So,
nothing.
yeah, we saw that that setup that is like, I love it. Since you taught it to me, I just love it. I love to play it. And I saw it print on several just different tickers. Like I said, Twitter, along with Facebook, along with Shop. And just nothing's coming to fruition from that. So that also makes me feel like maybe this little bounce is just that, a little bounce. Maybe we'll get up to the 200 EMA or to some resistance and then maybe pop back down again.
Yeah. And so, and team, we do expect this bounce to fail, right? We don't expect this thing to go all-time highs and yada, yada, yada. You know, we're all going to, like, hold hands and sing Kumbaya, right? We do expect this thing eventually to fail. As you can see here in NVIDIA, again, same pattern on NVIDIA, right? It looks like it's going to do something. Here's the setup right here. I mean, at least with NVIDIA, right? Setup fired off at 241. It did give you an out to 246, but that's $5 on NVIDIA, right? You expect a bigger move than that, and right now NVIDIA it's just not going nowhere, right? Same thing on NVIDIA. Again, Shop is not a FANG name, but let's check it out. The setup on Shop, right? You got a little bit of a bounce, but it didn't give you anything, right? So there's Shop. Netflix still looks like heck. Okay, yeah, Netflix is just terrible, right? Probably the worst FANG name that there is right now. Let's look at Microsoft here. Not MJ, right? We're looking at Microsoft. Shouts out to Efi. Efi, I see you down there. Been a while since I've seen you. I appreciate you, Efi. Okay, Efi, give me a call when you can. Just give me a call. Like to see you there. Thank you so much, Efi. Microsoft does look a little bit better. A little bit better here. I would say if Microsoft could hold 300, then I'd look for 305 and then 309 to be the next levels on Microsoft. Again, if it could hold, right? It's crazy. SPY in one day made a move that I thought may happen in a week, right? And so, or not in a week, in a few days, right? And so, I'm looking for SPY to, again, if it could get over this 440 level, right? And the 440, this is a psychological level. This is a mental level. This is a level where I believe a lot of the algorithms are setting up shorts, right? And so, if we could get over that level, we could really, really squeeze, right? And if we squeeze, expect to go to 441, possibly higher. But again, you know, the market is what it is. We can't change it, right? Again, I don't believe inflation is transitory at all. I believe that, you know, on the longer term charts, we're signaling some bad stuff. You know, maybe we just chop around here for a few months. I'm not really sure, right? I'll tell you some things that I do like, right? I do like gold here. Okay, I do like gold. Just look at the chart on gold here, right? Gold looks like it's setting up something nice, right? Team, we talked about oil a couple months ago, right? I mean, way before this whole Russian-Ukraine stuff, we were talking about oil. We've been talking about oil for a year. You know, I think I even mentioned on Clubhouse one day that I think, and I mentioned it just to be clear and frank, right? I thought we would hit 80, 90, and $100 oil like last year towards December. It didn't happen, but it happened recently, right? And so, if you look at oil here, just how could you argue with this chart, right? Right. Again, some defensive names that we do like still, CVS, right? Procter and Gamble. Okay. Okay. Again, more defensive names. KO. Right. That'll benefit from a higher inflation environment. And that's pretty much it. Megan, can you give us a quick reset before we get to the other half? And I'll take two tickers from the audience. If anybody has any if anybody has any tickers, I will take two tickets of yours to break down. Megan, can you give us a reset, please?
Absolutely. So this is the Brooklyn Traders Stock Market Recap Room. We are talking about where do we see the market going. And again, assume anything you hear in here will get you clapped. This isn't financial advice. This is just Charles and I and all of you hanging out and talking about what the charts look like and what might happen in the future. So always do your own due diligence. If you look at the link above my head, there's the YouTube link. If you go ahead and click on that, you can see Charles breaking down the charts live, and you'll get a lot more from that than just listening to the voice. But while you're in there, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube so you get notifications on any new videos that we post, or you can view any past videos that we've posted. If you have tickers, we will take 2. You can send those to Charles or to me on the back end, and we'll get those looked at. Otherwise, thanks for being here. Charles, back to you.
Thank you so very much, Megan. Thank you so very much. All right, so just some things that we like. Defensive names. I will tell you what, though, even though this is a tech name, AMD has been very resilient. I mean, out of all the tech names here, it's actually been holding, right? You can see it's kind of in a holding pattern here. Maybe it found like a temporary bottom here. Let me go to the daily. It's still looking at the weekly, right? Give me 1 second. All right, this is the daily. So, and you can see we're kind of in like, this looks more like a phase 1 market phase here, Megan, right? So, just a recap of the market phases, right? You can see this is a phase 1, phase 2, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 1, another phase 2, or we can just consider this one gigantic phase 1, right? So, somewhere in between 109 and 120 seems to be the range that we are in AMD, right? And so, generally speaking, right, I can't advise you as to what to do with your long-term account, but I am liking the fact that AMD is holding these levels, right? From a valuation point of view, I also like Facebook as well, potentially for some long-term shares. Not saying that this is where you add and you back the truck up and you load the truck, right? Load up the truck. But generally speaking, if you're thinking long-term, right, and I'm talking about like a 5 to 10 year horizon, right? Again, just start picking at and pecking at things that you like, right? Like, so Facebook looks like it may have found a short-term bottom here. Again, Square, I was kind of getting pilloried on and off of Clubhouse with my Square here, right? But you can see it's with the exception of like 1 or 2 days, it's kind of found like a temporary low here. Okay, so I do like some long-term shares here in Square as well. Some other names to think about as well. Baba. Again, I'm only speaking like super long term, right? Again, just start pecking at. Do I think these names could go lower? Absolutely, right? But with the way that you want to kind of have to look at it is you want to think about it like, okay, well, if I had 100 shares to buy, right? I'm buying 10 shares at this level, 20 shares at that level, 5 shares at that level, so forth and so on, right? You don't want to just let loose the whole bag, at any particular level, right? You want to just have money in the bank. You want to have cash on hand, right? To just continually just keep adding incrementally on the dips as they make themselves available, right? And so that's pretty much it. I do have a ticker here. Actually, somebody asked me about Shopify, right? So we already did Shopify, but let's just take a look at it again. I think maybe they came out late, right? Give me 1 second. Shopify. Ugh. Man, these charts. So Shopify here reminds me of the old AMC chart, right? It's like, as long as Shopify can make a higher low here, right? In terms of the weekly chart, right? And so again, if you're thinking about like long-term plays, you want to be looking at the weekly and the monthly charts, right? And right here on the weekly and monthly chart, Shopify is very much oversold. Not to say that we can't keep an oversold condition, right? But as long as we don't get back to 315, as long as we don't get back to, let's say, 509, right? Or you expect maybe 509 to hold here on Shopify, I think it would be okay to just start picking at some potential long-term shares here, right? With the understanding, right, that we can not only go to 500 and 300 on Shopify, but that we can actually get lower, right? And so That's basically that on Shopify. One thing that's a little bit disturbing about Shopify as of today, I do not like the fact that, again, the market spies up 2%. QQQ is up 1% and a little bit more, and Shopify is down 2%, right? Underperforming the market, right? So that is very, very concerning. And again, as Megan said before, right? The Shopify actually had a buy setup a few days ago, and the fact that the buy setup is absolutely doing nothing should give you some kind of pause, right? It should give you some kind of level of concern here. So I just had the one here on my end. Megan, do you have anything from anyone, or do you have one yourself that you'd like to take a look at?
Nope, nothing on my end, Charles.
Okay, very good, very good. So I'm just gonna take a look at my baby here, Uber. Let's just, if you guys know me, I'm an Uber bull. Haha, I didn't made it funny, so to speak, right? Uber bull. Come on, Uber bull. Whatever, you guys aren't funny.
I was chuckling at your dad joke. I was.
Damn, got the dad jokes now. Hey, Megan, what am I gonna do? I got the dad jokes, and I got the dad body. Man,
you're just the whole dad package.
Oh my goodness. As long as I don't have the dad clothes, right? If I start wearing those I don't want to point anything that'll shame anybody, right? But we know what the dad shoes look like, right?
I'm going to yell at you if you start doing that.
Well, I was going to name out a particular brand, but I don't want anybody who may wear that brand to feel like anyway. I'm very sensitive to stuff like that, right? And team, just everybody in the audience, just understand, right? Charles Becco's your brother and he loves you, right? And so my job here is to uplift and enlighten, right, and encourage everyone. Don't want to make anyone feel bad, but I think we generally get the understanding of what the dad shoes are. And so for right now, I've got some Jordans, I've got some patent leather stuff. I'm still looking pretty fly, right? So I got, maybe it's not all the way a dad bod, right? I've been in the gym. It's been kind of like a muscular dad bod. Maybe I should go. Should I post my dad bod, muscular dad bod gym pic in the Instagram? I wish I could do a poll right now. See if anybody wants to see my muscular dad bod. Or maybe I should keep that to myself. I'll think about it. Anyway, so Uber here. Uber's in the phase 1 market phase, right? Uber's not going anywhere. But let me tell y'all something. I'm adding shares of Uber. I'm also adding shares of TLRY, right? Every day is a good day to add shares of Uber and TLRY. Megan, do you have anything that you are personally adding at these levels? And if so, why?
That's a great question. Yes. So I am adding long-term shares in my 401k. And I am adding things like Square and Facebook and Tesla and Uber and TLRY, Microsoft, Shop, Amazon. In my 401k, I do not plan on touching it for many, 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 many years, probably decades. So I don't mind if it comes down a little bit. You're never going to perfectly time the market, ever. Nobody's ever gotten that right all the time, ever. So for me, it's like, you know what? They're discounted prices. I have a bunch sitting in cash. I'm going to do what's a dollar cost average. So I'm not going to go all in with my cash. I'm going to DCA or dollar cost average that in over time. So like Charles was saying, if you wanted to buy 100 shares, maybe you buy 10. So what I do is I look at my amount of money that I want to put from cash into my 401k, and I'm going to spread that out over 6 to 12 months or based on what I think the market's going to do. So I do have a team of 8 CFAs or certified financial analysts where all they do is study the markets all day long, and they're telling me that they do see more of a pullback coming by Q2. So in my mind, I'm looking at dollar cost averaging in over the next 6 months. So I'll take my cash, divide it by 6 months, and I will buy shares of many different companies over this next 6 months, incrementally doing trades every month. So that's kind of my long-term portfolio. The easiest way for me is looking at 52-week lows and then making sure they're strong companies I believe in, and then grabbing some of those shares a little bit every month over the next 6 to 7 months. As far as day trading, because again, my buckets are very different from long-term to short-term, I'm actually taking this entire month off of trading because I'm focusing on tax returns since it's tax season, and if I can't really give all of myself to day trading, I'll probably make some mistakes. So I'm taking a month off of short-term trading. Long-term, I'm going to do shares over the next 6 to 7 months in many of those companies I mentioned.
Boom, boom, boom. Right. Thank you so much, Megan. I appreciate the contribution there. And so, team, I do want to say, right, within the last few weeks, it has been a very crazy market, right? Lots of volatility, lots of wild swings, and I must say, like, we were kind of on a nice winning streak. Like, we were just knocking it out in the chat here over at Brooklyn Traders. But today, man, we got kind of chopped up today. We weren't aware, but Jay Powell was making some statements on Capitol Hill today, and it really kind of chopped up our morning game plan. So I actually started off the day very thoroughly in the red here on a options strategy that we typically do in this market, and we got chopped up. And so I will tell you this, right? I don't want anyone to feel, you know, if you're getting hit and you're getting hammered and you're getting beat up, right, that you're doing anything wrong. It's part of the game. That nobody could, you know, again, as Megan said, time the market, right? And so just be aware that, hey, you know, this market is engineered to kind of flip and trick and beat up guys even such as myself, or even greater, right? If you look at the 5-minute time frame here, it was wild. Look at this. This was just wild. I mean, right here, you can look at this as a short setup. Over there is a long setup, and just a whole lot of choppiness in between, right? And so we actually had to dig ourselves out of a hole today, okay? Full disclosure, had to dig ourselves out of a hole today with our morning strategies. Just thank goodness as the day went on, right? And we resolved to the upside. We were able to benefit from some nice recovery plays in Apple, right? And so, again, expecting maybe a little bit more of a bounce from here, but as Megan just said, right, I expect quarter two, and maybe even by the end of this month, right? Oh no, we're already in March. Oh my goodness. Yeah, expect some increased volatility, right? Keep your eye on the VIX, right? A VIX that's above 25 is a very dangerous VIX, right? Let me see here. And we're above 30 still, right? Above 30, team, anything could happen. Above 30, you could have 0.5% to 1% swings by the minute. Okay, you could have some pretty wild swings, right? So just everybody stay safe out there. Be careful. Don't get clapped. Assume that you are wrong first and you'll be good. Keep a large cash balance. Resolve the cash. This is not necessarily the environment to be swinging things, okay? Definitely not the environment to start backing up the truck in, all right? Just be careful. Be well. Megan, any last words?
Nope, just thanks everybody for coming and have a great night.
All right. Thanks, team. We did put the merch store up there in the chat, right? So check out the merch store. Again, we got Don't Get Clapped tees, right? We got clapped up, so we got the Don't Get Clapped tees as well, all right? So thanks, everybody, and God bless. Shouts out to everybody out there.